part of the thing is you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. It's
So, like...
profound. One of the most profound statements I've heard all day. After the events of Avengers Endgame, Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, finds himself trying to cope with the loss of Tony Stark and other heroes. A balance between normal and superhero life is hard to find, especially while trying to win the affections of Michelle, or as we know her, MJ. The world still needs saving as Nick Fury brings Peter and a new hero named Mysterio together to fight a group known as the Elementals. The world still needs Iron Man, but can Peter replace him and have a normal life? After all, great responsibility often requires even greater sacrifice. Hey everybody, welcome back to Eye to Eye Disney Through Our Eyes. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Jessica.
And on this edition, it's time for a spoiler-free review of Spider-Man Far From Home, the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming. How many times can we throw the word home into the title of a Spider-Man film?
And honestly, if you didn't know the order of these movies, would you know based on the titles? Because I'm going to throw out there, no.
Well, because it doesn't just because it doesn't have a Spider-Man 1 or 2 or 3 next to it, doesn't mean it's not a sequel.
I'm just saying, it's confusing. It's just confusing. There's so many Spider-Mans out in the world, so.
Okay, look, you just need to remember this, folks, and this will set up the whole world for you. Tobey Maguire, not this Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, not this Spider-Man at all. So just erase those.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Did you forget already?
Like I just said, there's been a lot of Spider-Mans, and that doesn't even count that Spider-Verse.
No, we're not even. That's not even at play here.
Anyway,
we're not going to discuss that. All right.
I'm glad that you have a Spider-Man shirt.
Yes,
because I don't.
It is my favorite Spider-Man shirt of all. We need to get you a Mary Jane shirt. That's what we need to get. Spider-Man and Mary Jane. Do this without spoiling it for you. So this is very
spoiler-free.
This is safe to watch. Normally we talk about the characters here at the very beginning.
Okay.
Tom Holland is Spider-Man in this. You've seen him in several films now, including his original. So let's just talk about his Spider-Man films. What did you think about his performance overall in this one?
So help me, because maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they were trying to develop the character of Spider-Man a little more in this one. So he was like not this young kid anymore. He was like actually a buff-built Spider-Man.
No, he was that way in his original one. So when he got injected...
I remember that.
When he got bit by the spider, it kind of built his body up to some degree. And
I remember that from like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man version.
Right.
But this one I felt like he still looked like a little nerdy pipsqueak in the last movie. And this time he was like ripped like you expected Spider-Man to be.
Well, think about it. He's been around for a couple of years now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's my point is...
You're saying that he's... Physique-wise, why are you checking out Tom Holland?
I'm not trying to. He's not my type. I'm just saying he like fit the role of a Spider-Man that's been saving the world for a long time. Like if you're saving the world, you're not going to look like a couch potato. You're probably going to have some muscles.
I thought Tom Holland in this one did a great job of continuing his character, building upon it, as you said, making him a little bit deeper in us caring about him. You know, we don't go too much more into his backstory, but we kind of we balance that whole responsibility thing in this one of trying to have a normal life as a high schooler, but also trying to, be a superhero as well and trying to find that balance there somewhere. You brought up MJ. They're playing off the whole Mary Jane MJ thing with this new character. This is not a spoiler. If you've seen Spider-Man Homecoming, you know that Michelle is actually known as MJ in this one. So they've kind of changed it around. What did you think about her in this film?
So I like her a lot more in this one. I didn't really get to know her character in the Spider-Man Homecoming. I want to call it the first Spider-Man, but it's not. You really see character development with her. You get to kind of know her personality. She's really sassy and fun.
Well, that's why you
like her. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you're the same person.
Not quite. I feel like she's a lot cooler than me. But anyway.
That is true. Well, I like her a lot more in this one because it's not just sass in this one.
Yeah.
And whereas I still don't like the changes they made to the character of MJ, I'm learning to like them more as time goes on with her. So in that essence, those two main characters there, I think they've got a great dynamic going. Let's obviously talk about the other character that's kind of the one that everybody's paying attention to, and that is of Mysterio / Quentin Beck.
Mm-hmm. AKA Jake Gyllenhaal.
I would say I think this is a fair statement without giving too much away. It's a very complex character.
dude.
A very interesting character. If you know anything about Mysterio from the comic books, which you don't.
No.
He is known as the Master of Illusion, and he is, very good at that. I'll say that much. So
let me say, in the movie, who was it? Was it Aunt May or somebody thought it was Doctor Strange? Thought Mysterio was Doctor Strange, and I was like,
no,
yep,
Mr. Strange.
Me too, guys. Me too. I was like, why is Doctor Strange here? I'm not understanding.
I looked over at Jessica during that moment, and I was like, she's totally lost right now.
I was so lost.
I can't get her back. She's back at some other movie thinking.
Right, I'm like, way back, Avengers, Doctor Strange land. But
okay, on that note, let's talk about this. We move on into some plot discussion.
Okay.
Here. Was it hard to follow this movie?
If you knew what was going on, no. If you're a newbie like me, little bit, yes. It was just, so Spider-Man Homecoming was so easy to follow. It was elemental.
Compact.
Yeah. It was elementary.
Elementary. I like elemental. That was a good word. I wasn't going to fault you.
That's not the right word, but
I was going to let you have it.
It was very simplistic.
Yeah.
This movie, for Marvel fans, y'all are going to like it a lot more, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot more complex. There were all these extra levels that normal humans are not going to understand because there were so many things happening. And I think I maybe understood 50%, but enjoyed 100%. So
I think it's not a flaw of this movie. I think they do a lot of good fan service to those people like me who are heavily invested in the character.
Right.
But it kind of goes whoop over these people's heads right here.
No, seriously, because there was no background really.
There was, but
there was a little of Mysterio.
Right.
But then there were these things that were happening, and I was leaning one way, thinking one thing, and then it was like...
How was it again? One more time?
And so I'm back here still like, oh, what's going on, guys? And then the movie's over, so...
Okay, well, so obviously for those that aren't entrenched in the MCU lore like me, it could get a little confusing, but were you entertained by it?
That's why I said, confused 50% of the time, enjoyed it 100% of the time.
Okay, so
it's all right. That's all right with me.
Your confusion didn't ruin the experience.
Not at all.
Okay.
Because part of the thing is you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. It's
so
profound. One of the most profound statements I've heard all day.
I'm just saying, I didn't know I was confused until you told me something, and then I was like, oh crap, everything I thought was wrong. So I thought I was doing good, and then nope, I wasn't. But I still enjoyed it.
A couple other things here. We meet a couple of new characters in this one. Not a lot of new, major characters. Betty Brant, this is not a spoiler.
This was hilarious, though.
Did you think that she was a good addition to the cast?
So, I think she took away a little bit from Ned being so funny.
Yeah,
because
I can see that.
She was comedic.
That broke your heart, didn't it?
It really did, because Ned is my favorite character ever in the Marvel Universe, and...
Did you do a little clap when he came on the screen? Did I see that over there?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like I'm watching the movie and all of a sudden I just see off in the distance what are you? Oh, it's Ned. It's her favorite character.
Ned. But I felt like Betty took away from Ned, but she brought her own comedy, so I'm not mad about that.
And the elementals, the villains of this movie, they are very cool to look at, and just the special effects are really awesome. So if you're a fan of special effects, of action, of Spider-Man, of comic book lore, and just backstory, you're going to want to really watch this. And just to give you a forewarning, there's a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene at the end. We're not going to talk about them in this video, but you want to stay and watch those as well. Jessica, what do you rate Spider-Man Far From Home?
So if you would say how likely would I go back, to the theaters?
Yes.
That's going to be low, only because I didn't feel like this was a movie that I have to see in the theater.
Okay.
However, if you ask me how many times I'm going to watch it once it comes out on video, like Blu-ray, Netflix, that's a different number. So I'm going to give it a solid 3. You could convince me.
Okay.
But I'm not begging to go back.
So you would say I get what you're saying.
But the week that it comes out on Blu-ray, we're going to purchase it and I'm going to rewatch it. Fair?
This is going to be an odd statement for me. And it's something that I'm surprised myself. I would say it's a 3 for me as well. I am actually probably going to go see it again. But this is one of those, I feel like I saw everything that I needed to see and took away everything I needed.
I am too, but I agree. It was simplistic in that it wasn't like Endgame where you missed 50% of the movie because there were so many things happening. This was easy to follow.
All right.
Shut up.
We want to know from you now in the comments section what you thought about the movie. Spoiler-free comments down there as well. And why don't you answer this for us as well? How many Spider-Man sequels do you think they should make for this franchise? Let us know down there in the comments section below, and make sure you vote in our poll as well. What else should they do?
If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, and you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And that's all we have for you in this edition of Eye2Eye. But until we assemble again,
may the Force be with you.
And we'll see you real soon.
Bye.
That's my favorite sound that you make during these videos. It's and then nothing.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
What are you doing?
I was trying not to breathe and then I ran out of air. Spider-Man Far From Home swung into the